Alrighty, we're gonna do our first ever plant show here. We went to the Villain plant swap and sale today. Super fun. Saw some friends that we see around town. Like Island Spice was there, Island Spice Company. G was there. She's super awesome, was very helpful to us. Yeah, so we're gonna do our first ever little plant show. AK has gone in there to grab our drinks because this originally started as drink and draw, so we made a drink we're gonna have, and then she's gonna go through some of the plants that she scored from the plant swap today, and then some other stuff that we just have been propagating and growing around here in the backyard. And so yeah, we're gonna do more than just art shows, hopefully, or like art themed streams. We're gonna do like we like plant stuff. We like gardening. We're gonna make the first ever plant themed Twitch stream and show. And so here's a drink. I don't even know what it is. I just made it up. I bought some toasted coconut rum from a local distillery, Oceanside Distillery, and some grapefruit soda and some other rum. Let's see. That is actually pretty good. Yeah. I kind of thought it would be, you know, lime and coconut and mixing it together like that song. So
stir it all up or whatever.
Yeah. You got your mic on? Right on.
I think so.
Do you want me to go get some plants to bring over to you and you can start talking about them?
Sure. Well, I have some behind me. That means it's on, right?
Yep, that is on. You'll see the like little cross line over the microphone if it's not, if it is cut off or, you know, muted. Oh, oh wow, the audio quality is pretty good. You don't hear the fan in the background and stuff, you know, or that. I mean, I don't hear it that much. And
I can't hear anything.
Hold on. In the background and stuff, you know, or that. I mean, I don't hear it that much. And, yeah, that's pretty good. Sorry, we're doing live audio check. All right, let's go to Stream Manager. And do you want me to grab a plant for you? Or you got it?
I can grab some plants.
All right.
Well, okay, let's start with this one.
I'll sit here and monitor chat.
Okay. Can you see it good? Is it like covering anything?
Yep, that is. It's a little bit out of frame, like sticking out of the top, but that's okay.
I'll get a smaller one.
You can see the most of it, or pull it back a little bit. I don't know.
Where? Oh, you put them over there. Okay. I'll grab one of those.
Sorry about that.
Is it okay?
Welcome to. I titled this, or the live from thing was live from below the sun deck. So we have, I don't know if you can kind of see the ladder over there. We got a little sun deck up top that's kind of fun to hang out in. Yeah, that one's perfect. That is perfect.
Okay, sorry, I'm walking in front of the camera. Okay, this is a ZZ plant, which I think they're from like Africa. I could be wrong about that. I've read that somewhere. I don't know where though. They grow in like bunches like this. They have like a root ball that like connects a bunch of stems that just grow up and up and up. And I didn't know this. I found out the other day they grow flowers at the base, and they're like weird. They look kind of like lilies or something like that, but they like fold over on themselves and then I guess fall off and die, but they're really cool. They're like super low maintenance. They take like low light to like mid light, and you like barely have to water them. So they're like a great indoor plant. But we keep them outside because they do not care. So they'll hang out anywhere. And I water them like every couple of days because in Florida the soil dries up like super fast. But most of the time, like if you get to a point where you're like, I don't even remember the last time that I watered this, then they're probably okay. You can water them and they'll be fine. There's like darker varieties that are like almost like a black, like purpley color. And I think it has to do, I mean, I'm sure it's like a different type, but also like they get darker, I think, with lower light is what I've noticed. Like these ones have been outside, so a lot of them are like pale or like they kind of turn almost like a neon-y kind of green color sometimes when they're like really growing. We have one inside that like has this huge stalk that's like super bright green right now. Put this one back.
ZZ plant. And I thought it was
ZZ.
spelled Z-E-Z-E, but
Nope.
it's literally just
The
letter
letters.
Z.
2 letter
the letter
Zs.
Z. Which could be confusing because you could just think it's a Z plant.
No.
The way ZZ. I
don't
guess
know.
did they put a space between the letters when
No.
they spell it out?
Just 2 Z's.
That is
Like
confusing.
someone snoring. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
ZZ plant. All right, next plant is coming up shortly. There's a lot of cool stuff at the Villain plant swap today. There's a dude that had some really cool orchid stuff where he like did some woodworking and he mounted some air plants and orchids and stuff to that. That was definitely pretty rad.
Yeah, I grabbed a couple orchids too. He was talking about saving orchids and stuff, and I was like, try, but I can't really tell how they're doing sometimes.
Yeah.
But we have a couple that are like blooming, and I didn't know how long they bloom for, but these ones have been blooming for like a couple months, I think.
Yeah.
And we have a couple purple ones, and this purple one is just like dropping its blooms. Okay, this is a Syngonium. There's a bunch of different varieties of them. This one, I cannot remember. I think G told me the name of it, or at least that it was in the same family, because I got one gifted to me today. 2 of them actually, but they were different varieties. Let me see if I can remember the name, or if I wrote it down. Neon Robusta.
Oh, hey there, Mrs. Dingo. Aloha, Mrs. Dingo. Arugula, devil's spine. Okay.
Okay. So these are also Syngoniums. I think this might be a Neon Robusta. She said it was in the same family. I'm not sure. There's a little bit of pink. I don't know if you can see on the screen. But it might be too exposed.
Our camera is not the best. We need to work on that. But yeah, you can kind of see.
This one you might be able to see better. The like top of the leaf is like bright pink, and then underneath it's like a green color. And this one's a baby one. That one I was gifted today by another plant seller, Miss G. I always forget the name of her shop, but
She has Island Spice Company, I
yeah.
believe, is her. But
the
then,
logo is like a heart or something.
yeah,
a
and I
leaf.
think I want to say she has something else that's botanicals is also her. So I don't know if one is for her because she has the spices and stuff that she sells.
Yeah,
But I think let me
she's
just
super
check.
helpful. She's very nice.
Yeah, she's amazing.
But yeah, so she gave me this one, and then this one, I also wrote it down. It has a long name. It starts with an A. She told me, and I forgot, of course. But the Neon Robusta, the little one, this is what a big grown one looks like. So this is a baby, and this is what it'll look like eventually, hopefully, once it gets bigger. And this one, it's harder to tell because it's in a pot, but there's a bunch of like individual branches sticking out, clusters of leaves. And that's what I did with these ones, was there was a bunch of these all in one pot, and I just separated them out into their own thing. So it was big and full like this one, and I just broke it down into little ones. And I'm hoping they do well, but we'll see.
Yeah, the only thing I'm seeing on the Instagram is the Spice Island Co. is her face or her Instagram page. I have to look up the other guy that had the plants because I am so bad and I forgot his name. Vaughn, that's right, Vaughn. Vaughn Slider on the Instas. Super cool orchids all over the place.
Okay. This one, it's in a cute little tiny pot. This is the one that looks the best. I have a couple of them. There's a bunch in here. They're like a really like thin cactus. There's a bunch of different varieties of them. The ones that I've seen are, this one is a Thanksgiving cactus, which means it blooms around Thanksgiving time, I think. Don't quote me on that. But there's also a Christmas one and an Easter one. And they're all a little bit different. Like this one is like spiky and its blooms. They're kind of like, I don't know how to describe them. They're like curved and like thin petals, and they're like pink with like white in them. Each of them are a little bit different when you see them side by side. Like I think the Christmas ones are like rounded instead of spiked on the ends. I've been looking for a Christmas one forever, but I couldn't find one. It was too late by the time I started looking. But yeah, it's doing really good. We got them when they were pretty tiny. Bonnie! Hi, kitty cat. So yeah, I have a bunch of these, and I could separate this one out, but it's doing really good, so I think I'm going to leave it like that for now and see what happens. But it's also, I feel like I should have an Easter one in this pot, because it's a little
It's the Easter looking thing.
chick with an egg.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a Thanksgiving pot, so
You have to make
it
one.
is what it is. Yeah.
We gotta go to the paint your own pottery and make our own stuff. We haven't done that in a long time. They still have the paint your own pottery place in the Satellite Plaza, or is that not there anymore?
I think I don't know. I
The place up
haven't
by
been over
Sports Page that we used to go to.
there. This is a Croton. There's like a bunch of different types. I don't know any of the names of them, but there's like these ones with the long like rounded leaves that are kind of like squiggly and whatever. There's ones that are like spotted like this, and then ones that are like more stripy. Again, I don't know any of the names of them. I haven't looked into it yet, but they do really good in Florida. And we have a million of them right now. I just bought a bunch from Lowe's that were like on the clearance section. So this is the one that looks the best right now that we have. Actually, that's a lie. We have some that are bigger in like huge pots, and it's a bunch of them all in like a couple different, or all of them in like one pot, but that was too heavy to carry. So we have ones that are like, there's the ones that are like fat and like kind of like a football shape, but like pointy on the ends. And then there's the ones that are like long and skinny and pointy. But yeah, they're really cool. They're really pretty. They look like paint splatters on them. Or like fruit roll-ups. Like the ones that are like tie-dye or whatever. And you stick on your tongue. Like the ones that got tattoos on them. You tattoos your tongue. I like rodents. I was hoping I would sell some today, but nobody wanted any. That's okay. More for me.
Hey, do we need cheap viewers? This person's saying cheap viewers on.
Ooh,
blah, blah,
I only
blah,
want
blah, blah.
expensive viewers. First of all, we want people that are
Yeah,
got money. Okay,
yeah, I'm gonna say that.
we only need bougie people watching our stream. Okay, this guy is a little tiny baby rubber tree. He's so teeny tiny. I saved him from Lowe's. A lot of the plants that I have right now that are like smaller are ones that I saved because I only feel justified buying plants on sale, especially if I already have other ones of the same plant. And especially from Lowe's. Like I'm not gonna buy a new plant from Lowe's because chances are it's gonna end up on the clearance rack eventually anyways because they don't know how to take care of plants over there and they just throw them out. Which honestly, I wonder if you worked at Lowe's, if you could literally just bring home like plants they're gonna
All
throw
the
in the
time.
dumpster. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not sure. We should go dumpster diving
Yeah,
for plants.
I was
didn't
thinking
even
about that.
think about that.
I wonder if they do just throw them in the dumpster.
I don't think so because I feel like those, like you see the Costa Farms or whatever that bring the things off. I bet you they like track to see what didn't make it and try to figure it out. I bet you they don't just toss them in the dumpster
Yeah, I don't know.
unless they're like dead. But I don't know. It's worth a look. That's for sure.
Yeah. But this guy, he's got a cobweb. Yeah, he was looking really rough when I first got him. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to save him, but he's got new growth on the top. So, and he looks way better. He's all perky. I might have to put more soil in here, maybe repot him, but not until he gets a little bigger. We have like at least 3 other ones, 2 in the ground on the front, and then there's another one that's like a little bit bigger, but it's too heavy for me to carry over here. So,
You want me to carry it?
well, it probably won't show up either.
Oh, it's too big probably too.
But they're cool. I don't know. I haven't seen like a fully grown one in a long time, or like that I've noticed. But I'm sure they get pretty big. And I think there's another kind of plant that I have. I always call it a rubber tree, which I can bring that one up. I don't know why, where I heard it called like a rubber plant or a rubber something, but I always get mixed up. I figured out today, because I had to know for the plant swap thing, it's called a peperomia. And this one that I have is a marble peperomia. This one, I want to say I got this one new, possibly. This is one of like 4 plants. When I first got it, I think there were only 2 in the pot, and it was like, they're like half of this size. So like this branch right here is probably about as tall as they were when I got them, and there were only 2 of them in the same pot. Now there's 4 that are about this size. I just separated this one from, there was 2 in this pot that were this tall, and I had to separate them out of this pot. And then I felt bad putting this one back in here because it could barely fit on its own, but they do really good when they're like all bunched up. So I'm just going to keep it in here and see what happens. It's a little mad at me, maybe because I transplanted it. Some of the leaves look a little funky, but that might just be because they maybe got burnt because it's summer now and they're not used to it again. But I had to prop it up because it was falling over, but should hopefully figure itself out. They really like, the way it's like angled, they like follow the sun for sure. They like a lot of sun. And yeah, this one's a marble peperomia. I think there are other ones, but I mean, there are other ones, but I feel like they look like totally different. Every time I like look up a peperomia, all the ones I see online are like totally different. But these are really cool. These are one of my favorite ones. And I brought one to the swap, and there was another one that I don't think I sold, but I think they're cool. I don't know. I don't like see them anywhere. And they're cool. They have like a little bit of red on the like the stems.
Filipski's in the chat. He said
Hi.
she rocking it so far.
I'm
And I
trying
asked
to
Dingo
be
about the audio quality. He said it's pretty good. So that's
Nice.
awesome. These wireless mics are doing us justice this evening. That's rad. And we had the fan on, kind of cutting down on the studios. We got 3 citronella candles going, the fan going. It's a whole thing.
okay. This This guy, I'm pretty sure is called a Buddha belly. It's a Buddha something. I could look it up. I honestly, yeah, I might as well look it up and make sure.
Yeah, Google it.
I call it a Buddha belly, but I get confused because of the
There's
Buddha
a
belly
bamboo.
bamboo.
Yeah, that we used to have, but we're awful at bamboo.
That's not what you guys got.
What you drinking? That is most certainly got to be the Mrs. Filipski Jean, I imagine. We are drinking a made-up drink that, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it could already be an existing drink, but I had grapefruit Jarritos. I don't know if you drink Jarritos at all. They're like I think they're Mexican sodas. They have like pineapple, guava, mandarin, strawberry. They have all different flavors, but they have a grapefruit flavored one. And I mixed it with a little bit of this rum. It's LeBlanc. I think it's like a Brazilian rum. Ian, you guys know Ian. Ian brought that when he came over and painted the sign and hung out and did the stream with us that night. And then I picked up a bottle of toasted coconut rum from Oceanside Distillery. I don't know if you guys have seen, they have a distillery up in Cape Canaveral. The guy that owns that place, Ron, is super nice. He's, I think he's gotten shirts at 3 places that I've worked at. So I think originally I met Ron at Space Coast Uniforms when I worked for that crazy dude, Patrick, if I remember correctly. But then he came into JJ's and I helped him out a lot at JJ's the last time I worked there. And then he just came into Tropical in the last year since I've been working there, and I saw him again and recognized him. And so we were at the, there's a new little like liquor store right by the Lowe's on A1A. We just stopped in there yesterday when we were picking up stuff to do the plant swap or whatever from Lowe's. And
Come on.
so I just saw they had a little display for Oceanside Distillery. So it is grapefruit soda, regular kind of like just a sugar cane, like a white rum, and then a little bit of toasted coconut rum. And it's actually delicious. I didn't, he's stalking me. Yeah, right. No, I don't. I think he's just trying to get his shirts done and deal with somebody that's professional and doesn't give him the runaround. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're
I'm
good.
talking to Flipsky. I can go back to texting. I got my phone right here.
It's okay. I'm not going through a lot of plants really fast, so.
Yeah, slow it down. Take your time. Did you figure out what is this one called?
Yeah.
Is this a Buddha belly?
It's called a Buddha belly. The name is Jatropha podagrica. I've never heard that. Apparently it's a succulent, which I guess makes sense. It's kind of like it almost looks like a weird fat palm tree kind of thing. It's strange. But they get these like little fruits on them that are like green. I don't know if they're edible. I can imagine they probably wouldn't taste good. But they're cute. I love them. And they have these cute little red flowers. I don't know why. I guess the stalks on here. Oh wait, there's one little tiny bud. So maybe they'll get a bud. Oh, and there's a little tiny fruit coming in there. But yeah, I think we have like 4 of these. One of them is really big, but it's one that Emily had like forever. So, and we have them in these little swirly pots. These are like one of my favorite pots. Because I don't know, it feels like one of those like sand garden things, you know? Like where they like spend all that time doing circles and then they get rid of it and start over.
Yeah. Well, they do like the Zen ones with the rakes, like the Buddhist ones, but then there's also people that just go to the beach and do it, kind of. I've seen. It's pretty awesome. It's cool making something, you know. Oh, what up, Broke Pimp 321 dropping in. Love you, doggy. How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful Memorial weekend. And Dingo Doggy Jatropha. I guess is that
The Buddha belly.
JC, bro?
Oh.
The Jatropha. I don't know if that's Dingo saying that's maybe.
Yeah, that's the name of the Buddha belly.
Oh, right.
Just saw it. Penning.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. This is. I'm pretty sure the nickname is an umbrella tree. That's at least what it said at Lowe's. This is another one that I saved from Lowe's that is doing good. They're not hard to take care of, at least from what I can tell. I have another one. This is the baby one that I got like a few months ago. It's doing really good right now. It's got one little stem that lost its leaves, but it's not yellow yet, so I can't take it off. But yeah, they're super easy. I just keep them like in the shade, but like water them. They're hard to overwater. Pretty much anything. I mean, anything that's outside in Florida is hard to overwater, unless it's like the rainy season. But
Chris said looks like a bonsai tree.
yeah,
That would be cool to make it a
tiny.
bonsai tree.
Yeah.
You could keep it in a shallow plot and trim the roots.
Yeah. Well, my thing about bonsais is I feel like I would get so stressed about killing the plant that I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had a bunch of the same types of trees and I had somebody who knew what to do and could like guide me on it, I would do it. But
I wouldn't be stressed out about starting your own. I'd be stressed out if I inherited like a bonsai tree that was
yeah.
like, because some of those are
Well,
like thousands and thousands of years old and they're like
do
handed.
you have to keep trimming the roots or just the branches? Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you got to take them like you got to take them out and deball the roots and trim the roots back down and then put them back in. So like you got to do that like I want to say like twice a year. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to take the roots and trim them and
That's crazy.
yeah. I have a
That's a
couple.
lot of stress.
Yeah, I have a couple bonsai books in the house and stuff. I've never been good at it. I gave up, dude. I think Poppy got me a bonsai tree at one point, and like I was like a teenager. I didn't. I mean, I thought I could take care of it, but I was severely wrong.
We have a couple like bonsai pots, but they have succulents in them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a baby one, but then I also have 2 bigger ones they were a little bigger than this when I got them, and I think there were 2 in the pot when I got it, so it didn't like make a new one. There's so many plants that I have that I'm like, I don't know how they propagate like on their own. This is one of them. I would guess it probably just has shoots that come out, but I've never seen that happen. I don't think that's, because the other one that I had, I'm pretty sure I have 2 of them now that are really big, but I think they came from the same pot and they were like probably like that tall when I got them. So not much bigger than this, but this is what they look like now.
Dingo said he has a couple project bonsai trees.
Okay, so this is the smaller one of the big ones. This came out of the pot and was a little bit shorter. And then this one is the big one. And it was a lot fluffier, but now it's just decided it's going to be tall and skinny. And I don't know why, but it's doing its thing, and it's got a bunch of baby
Maybe
sprouts
you
on
have to
top.
like trim the top off to make it bush out or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you can do it at once. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it's like happy, I don't like.
Just let it go.
Yeah, because like a lot of like I can just pick up at Lowe's and get a new one and have different types and whatever, and I'll end up selling them. So whoever wants them, however they come, then it is what it is.
Right on.
But yeah, I like them. I think they're cute. They remind me of money trees. I have one money tree, but before I had it, all I had was those umbrella ones, and so. Oh, this guy. Okay, this guy is embarrassing, but I just literally got him yesterday, so it's not my fault that he looks like this. I just repotted him into this tiny little pot, and I feel bad that I had to put him in a plastic pot, but I ran out of pots. So this is a little tiny, oh god, I forgot, immediately forgot the name of it. They're like purple underneath. You can't really tell with this guy because he looks like he's dying.
You might be able to put it closer. It might focus on it if you take it closer. I don't know.
I can't see, it's hard to see where it is.
Yeah. Again, we need a better camera, y'all. We invested in proper mics, which turned out to be a good investment. Next is the camera.
But yeah.
All right,
they're-
Dingo. Have a good stream. I will do my best to remember to raid over to you. So if we have any viewers that are chilling and checking it out, we'll send them your way. I know Flipsky's there. What up? You're digging this camera angle. Right on. Yeah, this is just, we just switched it up and just moved into kind of a different area of the backyard. My neighbors are having like a memorial party over there, and they're having a good time. I just figured we'd give ourselves a little distance from their noise and not try to talk over them quite so much. And I thought this was kind of a cool little spot. I like setting up in different parts of the yard and doing I don't know, switching it up. But that's good feedback. I'm glad you like this camera angle.
Oh no, is this guy getting burnt?
Uh-oh. You want to move it? You can move it.
I don't know where to put it.
Yeah, it's totally charring the,
Oopsies.
or like leaving soot. I don't want to say charring.
I mean, Emily likes those little things. It's not hurting the actual plant, but
What's that?
so it's not hurting the actual plant. It's just the like stem of the flowers. But
It's like turning
it's
that
a
all.
succulent that has like, which I can show you it. It's so, I think it looks ugly. I listen. I don't have anything against succulents in general, but there's a lot of succulents. First of all, succulents grow like weeds, at least in Florida. Like it's hard to kill a succulent, which I get. A lot of people struggle with every plant that they take care of, and like it took me a while to figure out what I was doing wrong with succulents, but like sometimes you just get lucky, and with succulents it's easy to get lucky. And so no shade to ugly succulents. I do like succulents, but like look at this. This is a one branch, which I can probably pull out right now. It's all fucking dried out. But this is what it looks like when it's got flowers. You can't even tell. It looks the same. It's like, it's just so bizarre. So like leggy. But I mean, we have ones that aren't blooming right now. Emily does not want me to get rid of any of them. I don't know why, because we have a million of them. But I think, honestly, she sees this, I might get rid of a couple. So if people want them.
She didn't want us to take it to the plant swap or whatever.
Not those ones. I took other ones, which there were ones that looked really similar, but they were different. And I'm like, my thing is like, I want one of each of them. So like, if I can at least, because like with succulents, I don't know if it's the same for those, but a lot of them, if you just take off a little like leaf thing and just put it
Plant
in
it, it'll
soil,
grow.
yeah, it'll do its thing. And you just by planting them, or a lot, not for those ones, but for a lot of them, like they just pop off as you like fuck with them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. And that part getting burnt isn't gonna hurt the plant. It's just fucking ugly anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy, it's like a snow something. I can't remember. This is not the same. It doesn't even, that's the thing about Lowe's. They do not care about the plants. They don't label anything, and it's so fucking annoying. Or they label it and it's wrong. And then it gets confusing when I'm trying to like look up how to take care of it, because also the labels that come with the plants themselves and like how to take care of them, they all say the same general shit, and it's like every plant needs something different. And like even individual plants. Like orchids have personalities. Like they do not like being fucked with. Oh god, did I get charcoal on my face?
A little bit,
Oh
yeah.
god. Thanks.
You got a mustache now.
Oh, I can't see it. Every time I turn to look at the screen, I can't see my face. Did I get rid of it?
Yeah, you're good, I believe.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, don't listen to care instructions because it doesn't help. Like it says like mid-light or it says like water every like 1 to 2 weeks, and it's like you can't do that in Florida. Like it's not the same.
Yeah.
And like with orchids, like yeah, not even how you water it or like how much light you're giving it. It's literally like the spot in the yard that it's at. It can get really mad about. And I just learned the other day when you're watering them, not to put, which I guess I'll show the orchids next. But when you were watering them, you can't let the water pool in between the leaves because they'll start to rot and you'll lose a leaf or it'll look gross, which I have a couple that look like that. And I'm like, I don't know why they're doing that. But it's because the water is pooling. Because in nature, they're like at an angle on trees so that all the water like drips out. So they're used to getting a bunch of water when it rains and then the roots like draining immediately and then getting dry and then getting watered, getting flooded again. So they like to be like flooded and then fully dried and then flooded again and then fully dried. But they don't like their leaves to sit in water. So anyways, this guy.
This guy.
Does this know something? I'm gonna try to look up the plant.
Yeah, Filipski, the mosquitoes are not as bad now. We're triangulated with citronella candles around here. We got that fan kind of blowing them out that way. It's weird. The mosquitoes are like horrible as the sun's going down, like right now at sunset. And then after it gets dark or whatever, they seem to kind of like take off and they're not so bad. But there was literally like mosquito clouds. I don't know. They were like just, or mosquito swarm, I guess would be more like it. Like, you know those gnat clouds sometimes you get where you'll just be like riding your bike down the road and then you just have a face full of like gnats like crazy. It was kind of like that out here tonight with the mosquitoes. I guess because it was raining a little bit this week. It rained a couple times. Probably part of it. Oh yeah, that's the way to go. Yeah, part of it's probably there's like 2 doors down. There's a pool that's probably got about, I don't know, a couple feet of water in it most likely because the house wasn't abandoned. It was just nobody was living in it for the longest time, and this guy bought it and he's about to completely gut it and build some whole big 2-story ordeal thing, dude. It's an epidemic in our neighborhood. That guy's going 2 stories. There's a house right over that way that is also going to go 2 stories, and apparently HGTV is involved. There's already been these assholes flying drones around and big trucks everywhere, and I'm sure my mom would not like to hear this, but I'd just like to say fuck HGTV for their goddamn, like, can't you give your money to like people that actually might need it instead of these rich assholes that bought an overpriced fucking beach house and want to do their dream remodel projects to it and build this 2-story obtrusive piece of shit. Sorry, I'm gonna go on a rant for a little bit. We put a lot of money into fixing up our backyard, making an oasis. Our neighbors right over there put a lot of money into putting their backyard and making it an oasis. And now that person's going 2 stories. That person's going 2 stories. It's only a matter of time before all these fucking assholes get bought out and go 2 stories. It's a bummer. But hey, we're blessed. We live in paradise. Gotta be happy. I'm gonna figure out how to we got bamboo going over there. Probably do something there, as long as we can just block everybody out and whatever, y'all do you, and we'll figure out a way to block you guys out. No privacy. Exactly. That's the real bummer of it, like this whole neighborhood for the last 70 years or whatever. What is it, 2024? These neighborhoods most of the houses were primarily built in the late 50s, maybe early 60s. I think our house was built in 1959, maybe. But all, the same Florida beachside house, dude. Cinder block, 1 story, just, I don't know. And I don't know if you have realized it, Filipski, but this is the 20th anniversary of the 2004 hurricane season. I know we all remember how epic and awesome that was. I had just moved here to the Space Coast and living in Shoreview Apartments, and we got hit by, there was two, I want to say, where it was category 4, maybe even 5, where the eye of the storm passed just below us and hit Vero, and then just above us and hit like New Smyrna, where the eye hit, but obviously it's a gigantic storm. We all got bombarded like crazy. But yeah, we're gonna lose that beachy feel. It's just, it's so crazy because there's another house. I was just walking around the other side street. There's another house all gutted, and the way that the law or whatever the zoning or the permitting goes is that you got to leave at least one wall, and then technically it's a remodel. It's not a complete tear down. So I guess you got to jump through hoops for that stuff. But yeah, so this guy's gonna tear down probably a bunch of his place and just I don't even know. I've heard plans of what he's gonna do, and hopefully we're far enough away where he won't have some kind of stupid patio or deck looking down over us, or big windows looking down in our backyard. I told my neighbor, I think I freaked him out, the new guy, the neighbor, we had him over, and I was like, yeah, if that dude builds 2 stories, I'm just walking around naked all day long. I'm just gonna have my wiener flopping around and waving at the guy. Hey there, you want to build a 2-story thing and look in my backyard? Well, guess what? You got to see my dick all the time.
What you get.
That's what you get. You get to see my wiener flopping about. Ha ha ha.
Anyways.
And then my neighbor was like, yeah. I was like, nope, I'm totally going to do it. I mean it 100%. I think I freaked him out, but, that's what neighbors are for.
Start a nudist colony, and then everybody in the neighborhood will do it, and then they'll be surrounded by a bunch of naked people.
Yeah. Dude, Filipski said he bought his house that year, Francis and Jean. I didn't realize that. That's crazy. So I wonder if those, because I'm trying to think of when I started working at Century with you, but anyway, back to plants.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Okay, I looked it up. It's called a waffle plant. This is a Snow White one, is the name of it. Or it's like, something said it was like a Belgian, I don't know if that matters. Snow White waffle plant. Baby one that is hopefully going to come back. It's a little bit purple underneath, but this one, it's hard to see because it's a little overexposed. But it's super bright purple underneath. Because this one started out like this. And I had a bunch of them, and I feel really bad because I killed them. I struggled to keep them alive. They were doing really good. It was really, honestly, I think it was last summer when it was raining like constantly. And they don't like to stay wet. They like to be watered like regularly, but they don't like to sit in water. So you have to wait until they get dry pretty much to water them again. And they'll tell you when they need water. They're so dramatic. They will literally, like, this one is super perky and like fluffy. Like, I can fuck with it and it goes right back to where it is. But when they're sad and need water, this one's okay because I watered it today, but they'll literally like fall over and like get super limp and look really sad. But they'll perk up like within the day if you water them. But my problem was they kept doing that, and so I was watering them, and then it would rain, and then they'd be flooded for like a couple days, and then the pots that I had them in didn't have holes, and I didn't realize that they hated to be stuck in water, so it was my fault. But this one survived, and it looks amazing. So I got like 3 little pots like this, but there were 2 in each pot. So I separated them out, and now I have like 6 baby ones or something like that. Maybe 7. There might have been an extra one in one of them, but they're really cute, and I like them. And I like never see them anywhere. I've only ever seen them at Lowe's, like dying. So, but I was talking to somebody about them today, I think. So somebody has them. Somebody does. They are floating around. But I think they're super cool. I like plants that are like, even if it's just the leaves, they're like super colorful. Because, like crotons are another one. But yeah. So, hopefully I'll bring these back and then I'll have a bunch to sell. They look really good.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do
Are
one that
any
I
or all of those plants for
hate.
sale?
Most of them, the syngoniums, they're also called arrowhead plants. I forgot to say that. The syngoniums are the ones that it was pink on one side and green on the other, and then there was the one that I got gifted. A couple of them I got gifted today. Those ones I have a bunch of really I have a bunch of both types. I have the ones that are pink on one side, and I should get the other ones actually while I'm thinking about it. I have ones that are red also. They're not like super vibrant right now, but and their leaves are like super tiny, and I don't know why. But that's how I got them, because these are all the syngoniums, all the arrowheads I have are were saved from the clearance section at Lowe's, but they're super easy to take care of. So everyone that I've gotten from there has survived and like exploded from when I got them. This is a red one. And it was super tiny when I got it. It has really tiny leaves and it's super bunched up. And I think honestly, if I separate the stems down at the bottom, the leaves might get bigger. It might be hard to see, but like it's like super dark red in the middle. I like them. I think these ones are really cool looking. But I have a bunch of these. I just got a new one. So yeah, there's like 3 different kinds that I have for sale currently. Definitely the ones that are like mostly green, the like white looking ones with the red veins in the middle. Those ones I have a bunch of that I just separated for sale. And they're super low maintenance. They like a decent amount of sunlight, and they're not super like intolerant to getting, like they like a lot of water. It's hard to overwater them, but they can also go for like, they're kind of like a pothos. Like you give them what you can when you can, and they won't hate you for the most part. They're kind of like a pothos. Like.
Sorry, I just popped up checking to see if the YouTube was live too.
This
bad.
guy is a fucking pain in my ass. I have so many of them, and they're obnoxious. The more I try to take care of them, the more they kill themselves. And it started with one that I had when I had a house, and I had one in my kitchen, and I got no light in my kitchen because it was so far away from any windows. And I was watering it all the time because I thought that that's what was killing it. But really, honestly, I should say what it's called. This is a pearl plant because it's, well, string of pearls, because it's a string of pearls. There's a lot of plants that are string of whatever. There's string of turtles, there's string of dolphins, string of hearts. But these ones are so annoying. Everybody that I've seen, like even people online, like people on Instagram and stuff that post plant stuff, like a lot of times they'll talk about, like they'll show like how great their plants are doing and how beautiful they are and like transformations and whatever. This is like one of the only plants that I've seen people consistently show pictures of before and after where it looks worse. And they'll admit that like no matter how hard they try, they just fucking hate attention. They hate everything. You breathe the wrong way, they will kill themselves. Like they do not like people. And this one is doing really good, but it also hasn't really done anything for months. And that's the best that I can ask of it. Like it's not really bald in the middle. Like there's a lot of like bunched up bits in there, and it's also got a vine. We have a bunch of them sprinkled everywhere. And like I said, like everyone that I've tried to pay attention to and like love on and like try to figure out what it wants, like fucking hates me and dies like immediately. So I just have given up. I water them when I see them, when I'm watering everything, but it's just like a quick spray and then I move on, because they're another one that what I've been told is they don't like to sit in water or damp soil. I don't know how true that is. I think honestly they are probably like orchids, that each one has like a personality and likes what it's used to. But I could not tell you what to do with them. They're so fucking annoying. But they're really cute. And we have a bunch of them now. Because they end up, the ones that survive. And we've just gotten a bunch of like bunches of them that we separate. And then they go in places and we just hope for the best. And this one is the best one, I think, that I've seen. Like, they're just scattered everywhere. I don't even know where half of them are, to be honest. I'm gonna go change really quick into a tank top because I'm sweating.
Right on.
I'm gonna leave my mic out here.
Right on.
If you want to rant about stuff.
If I want to rant about things,
Yeah.
yeah, I could rant about stuff.
If you want to.
Filipski left, so but I could continue to rant about things going on the beach, which is a bummer. But I don't know that I want to rant anymore. I want to do my best to stay positive. It's awesome that we did our first plant swap sale today. We actually sold some stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it was a fun little event. It was a nice thing to get our feet wet, you know, because we haven't ever went and set up. Oh, shout out to my buddy Dan Cochran at Cochran Custom Works for loaning us the pop-up tents that he uses for work. That was crucial. That was very helpful. Yeah, and then also to Mark at Villain in Satellite Beach, and also now in downtown Melbourne. Learned that he has a farm now. He's got cows and stuff, which is crazy. He's keeping his place in Satellite Beach, but he bought a farm and he's building like a little, like kind of like a tiny home out there. And he says he's got cows and he's gonna try to make the Villain Cafe 100% locally sourced from as much as what he can grow from his own farm. He said he's trying to do it all, which is pretty awesome. I support that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's cool. I've been printing shirts for him for I mean, over 12 years, maybe 15, I don't know. He came into a shop that I used to work at, JJ's, years ago when he first started Villain clothing brand. And I think he's had his 15-year anniversary, so it's probably been about that long, which is super cool. But to see what he's turned that into, just from starting from just kind of doing t-shirts, I think printing himself out of his garage and growing it into this large clothing brand that you know, I think hangs with any surf company or anybody out there that's trying to do that kind of a clothing line. His stuff is top notch, and it's super cool that he's gotten into the cafe business. I think I remember when he first said he was getting like a coffee truck and he was going to do that, and all he had ever done was like clothing and stuff before. I thought that was an odd choice, but it's turned out to be super awesome, especially having an actual brick and mortar store.
Okay, don't judge me for it leaning. I've tried to prop it up a million times. This thing does not like to cooperate.
Big bamboo.
Yes, this is my lucky bamboo. This is one that I got from Lowe's. That was a rescue in one of those stupid plastic things. I had two of them, and the other one died. I don't know what I did wrong, honestly.
I heard the best term today at the plant swap from this lady. I think her name was Sarah. Sorry if I'm getting it wrong, but I mean, if she ever watches this, but she said it was saving plants from death row. I thought that was hilarious. I like that term. We got to use that. I'm gonna go to Lowe's and get some plants off death row. Pardon some of these plants that are on the way out.
I need to figure out how to propagate it because I saw this thing popping out and I was like, oh, is that a new bamboo? It's attached. It is another branch.
That's a clumping kind or whatever.
Yeah, which I'm guessing maybe if I pop one of the branches off, I could maybe put it in water or something because I don't know. I would have no idea. I've never done it before.
You should talk to Simon. He's like a bamboo expert, and I'm pretty sure from what he said, from the bamboo he gave us, he just dug it up and he just saws all the pieces off and just. But we did not that bamboo sadly did not survive that Simon gave us. But he's got a bunch of bamboo, and he would definitely tell you how to propagate it and grow it.
Yeah, this one got some fried bits, but it has never been mad at me. So, I mean, it's got like yellowy leaves, but I think that's just because it needs to be watered more often. But, yeah, I love this bamboo. It's huge, except for the fact that it cannot stand straight. I've tried, I can't, because it's so heavy. Even if I put a stick in the pot and it's so tall that like I don't have a stick that's tall enough to keep it up and sturdy enough. And like, its roots only go down so far, so. And I've repotted it before, but like, I'd never really needed to, because it doesn't get like a root ball. It doesn't like get root bound, like get a clump of roots at the bottom of the pot trying to like escape or whatever. But yeah, this thing is huge. It's almost as tall as I am. This guy is another one I have for sale. I have a bunch of them. This is a Dieffenbachia. I don't remember where I got it from. This is one of the babies from the big plant. It was a fuck ton of stalks in one pot, and I separated it a while ago. And I have a bunch of little ones, but this is one of the few ones that I'm like, I feel comfortable selling because it's good to go. There's like a couple stalks in here. Are you getting bit? Because I'm nippy.
Yeah.
I can't not wear a tank top.
Jinxed us. He's like, they look like you're getting eaten up. I'm like, citronellas are working? I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know anything about these guys. I keep them in like partial sun outside, and I water them as whenever I can. They don't seem super picky, but now I'm getting put up. Yeah, they're not super special. I mean, I think they look cool, but I've like never hear about them. I'm sure they would do okay indoors, but I've never tried. I just have a bunch, and I could honestly have more. Bonnie is going fucking bonkers over there.
What is she doing over there?
Chasing something, or what she thinks is there. But yeah, they're kind of cool. They're all like perky and pointy. Okay, this is one of my many pothos. Pothos are like the most common houseplant as far as I'm aware, because they're super easy to take care of. There's a million different kinds, and they always look happy. Like they're one of the plants that when I didn't have plants that I was like, oh, I want one of those, and then I realized that they're like literally the most common plant. They're a vining plant, and everyone will tell you they have what are called nodes on the wherever a leaf comes out of. You'll see right underneath at the seam there's a little bump poking out. Sometimes it'll grow a full root, but that's a root node. So if you chop if you chop just below that root node and put the root in water and leave the leaves out in the air, the rest of this will keep growing. And you can do that at any point on the plant. So like there's one down here you can do it on, you can do it on that one, you can do it on that one. And you can do it for each one, and they'll all, as long as it has a leaf. And you can honestly probably do it without a leaf. I've seen ones grow new leaves that like popped off while I was propagating them. And especially if you use like a propagation box, I'm sure it would make it easier with like sphagnum moss and whatever. I'm trying to kill fucking mosquitoes. But yeah, and that's why I have so many of them, is because they're so easy to propagate, and there's a million of them fucking everywhere. Is
that better?
I can't really tell. But this one, okay, I cannot remember the name of this one. I have a bunch of golden ones. Those ones are pretty easy to identify. And I think, I mean, at least for me, they're the most common one. They're the one that I have the most of. This is a different kind, and I don't remember what kind. I have a couple of these, but I don't honestly know where they are. This is the only one that I know for sure is different from my golden ones that I see, and it's like huge. I've had this one for a while. And it took me forever to get it to this point. It was really leggy at one point, and I've like chopped it a couple times, and that's why I know that I have other babies from it because I've like chopped it and then regrown it. It took me forever to get it to this point because it was really bizarre. What'll happen sometimes, it'll like lose its leaves. Mostly in my experience, that's from underwatering, or it's not getting enough sun or whatever, or it's, I mean, I don't see them get burnt as often, but I'm sure it happens. And they're pretty tolerant of most things. But if you water them consistently, you'll see them like explode a little bit. And if they got enough sunlight and whatever. But I have a million of them. So I have mostly golden ones. I'm assuming they're all golden. I don't actually know that for sure. I know there's a bunch of different other types. This is a different type. I don't have any snow queen ones, I think is what they're called. The like white ones that are like super speckled. But that would be really cool to have. But I'm sure once I got one, I'd have a million because you can just keep growing them. But yeah, pothos are cool. And a lot of different plants are like variations of like pothos plants, or madder. There's a lot of like philodendrons. They're kind of like pothos, but they're like, the difference that people say, which I could bring one over. Actually, I don't know where one is off the top of my head, but where the leaves come out, these ones just come out and they have a little root bump or whatever, and the leaf just is on its own. But on a philodendron, you'll see as the leaf comes out, it has this little like sheath on it. It's this little like bit of like plant that like sticks out the side, and you can pop them off sometimes. They'll get like all dried and crispy, and you can just take them off. But that's what I've been told is how you can tell a philodendron from something like a pothos or another like vining plant. But yeah, it's my pothos. Okay, now I have some plants that I don't know the names of, and I could look it up, but honestly, it's a lot of work. And
Plants we don't know the names of.
yeah,
If you're watching this later on YouTube or whatever, and you see it, you can put it in the comment.
Let us
and be
know.
like, yo, that is a blah 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 blah, you dum dum.
Oopsies. Okay, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I've
that one's
had
cool.
good and bad luck with it. It's hard to see how pretty it is on camera, but it's got a bunch of, there you go, flowers on it right now. And it just keeps the same flowers. Like, they don't like fall off as far as I can tell. I mean, not often anyways. These are hard to take care of depending on where you keep them and how much attention you give them. With this one, the best luck that I've had is keeping them in shade or inside. I'm watering them like semi-regularly, but the same thing, they don't like to sit in water. So like water them when the soil is dry, basically, is what I've been told. But also I've not really stuck to that. I have a tendency to overwater because everyone says don't do that, but we live in Florida. It's really hard to do that in the first place. So and they'll get like, the leaves look yellow and fall off, and the stem will get crispy, and I'll just like pop them out. But yeah, these things are really pretty, and there's a bunch of different colors. I have another one over there that was inside that I brought outside. I think it was okay. It's got some new growth on it. It seems all right where it's at. It looks a little weird and dusty and strange. I'm hoping that it'll be okay. But again, it's like a mystery. I would say they're probably kind of like orchids, where it's like each one kind of wants a different thing, and like gets used to a certain environment. And I had a couple that I tried to save, and I thought they were doing good because I put them in the same place as this one, when they weren't doing great, and I was like, oh, they'll bounce back, they'll be fine. I put them in the same place as the one that's doing amazing, so they'll do amazing, and I'll take care of them at the same time. And did not happen. It was not good. They all died, and there were like 4 of them, but there was like 2 to each pot, and I tried to separate them, hoping that like at least one of them would survive from each pair, but did not work out that way. So this one though, I've had for like a couple years, I think, and it's hasn't got really any bigger, but it's not getting any shittier. So, and it looks really good. So, this one is not for sale. This is mine, and I'm keeping it. Which, if I could propagate it, I would, but I don't want to kill it. So, maybe if I know more about these, I would propagate it. But I feel like I would be too scared to sell it because it's like I don't even know what to tell people when I'm like want to tell them how to take care of it. You know.
It's okay to have a personal collection.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be for sale in this world.
Yeah. Okay, this guy, I have a bunch of also. These are also like rescue, maybe not rescues. I got a couple from Lowe's before I started only buying from the clearance section, maybe possibly. But it's a little bit crispy at some parts, but there's a bunch of flowers on top. This thing will explode with flowers every now and then. I really honestly don't know. I'm guessing it's seasonal, but I have a couple in different pots. There's like 3 of them that aren't blooming right now. There's another one that bloomed like a couple months ago, and it's just now like all the flowers are dying and falling off. But yeah, so I don't know what the cycle is for them or why they decide to bloom or not bloom. And like they're weird because there's another thing, like the Lowe's tag said they love direct sunlight. I've kind of learned that they like more like indirect sunlight, and but they like to be outside, and they can take a decent amount. They just water them regularly, and they're more tolerant like other plants. And my thing with plants in general, I probably already said this, but just put them in pots with holes, like, or put them in a terracotta pot. Like you can't really go wrong with that unless you're like watering them constantly and keeping the soil damp, you know. But that might be on you if you're doing that. Mm-hmm. Which is not, I do it, but I'm working on it, okay? It's a work in progress, no judgment. But yeah, these things are cool. I wish I could remember the name because I did know at one point. But they're super easy to take care of. These, I have a bunch, if anyone does want to buy them. I should pot them in plastic pots. I just did not think of it. But yeah, they're super easy too because I had this one, I had a bunch of them in one pot that I got from Lowe's, and then that one I repotted into a bunch. I like separated a bunch of the babies, and this is one of them that I kept a couple of them in the same pot, and it's doing amazing. And then one of them, it got all like weird and leggy, so it had a bunch of like leaves up at the top, and then it was like bald down towards the base. But I was like, fuck it, we'll see if it survives. And it honestly did really good, and I think it's still over there. I haven't like looked for it, but I never saw it die, so they're pretty resilient. And I think they kind of operate like succulents, where like if you keep at least like a part of the leaf and stem, that it'll maybe grow a new plant. But I haven't experimented with that. I just know that the ones that looked like they were about to die, but had like growth on the top, did good, and they survived. So, and I think had flowers at one point.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's that?
And I don't know, but he's so cute, isn't he? It's a little owl, and he has hair. He's so cute. I love him. I have no idea what this is. I got it from Lowe's, and it was honestly, this was like maybe a month ago or a couple months ago, and it was really tiny when I got it, and it's still tiny, but it's definitely grown a lot since then. And I have another plant that kind of looks like this, but I might repot it. I think it's happy in here though. I just keep this one in the shade and water it whenever I think to see it. But there's also a hole. I put a hole in the bottom of this pot, or I think my cousin did. And it's, I don't know, it's just so cute. I love it. I have a couple pots that are like faces that I put plants in that look like spiky hair or something
That's one of
fun.
the ones you drilled a hole in when you and Kaya were drilling all
Yeah.
the holes in the pots.
Mhm.
Nice.
Okay. This one, I think Emily said was an oyster plant. Don't know why it's called that or if it is even actually called that. But this
Yeah,
is
it
one
is.
that was tiny like a couple months ago. Like over the winter, it was really tiny. And I threw it in or somebody threw it in a pot. I don't even know that I potted it. And it wasn't like actually, it was in a Dieffenbachia pot that just had space and it just did its thing. So we just repotted it yesterday. And it hasn't died from the shock. So hoping that it does good in here and maybe makes more little ones. But yeah, honestly, I don't know if she said I could sell this, but I'm sure once there's more of it, definitely.
Die, motherfucker, die,
don't know if I
motherfucker,
killed
die.
Sorry, that was loud.
Mosquitoes gotta go.
Um,
Night, y'all. That's Jeannie saying good night.
Hi.
Good night, Jean. And Jefferson. Jeff, we love you guys. Thank you for watching. I really want to have the both of you guys over. Now that we're doing this different setup, I got the gears turning. I want to have the both of you guys over, do kind of like a couch interview style, talk about art and your guys' whole journey here in the Space Coast. Trying to get everybody that's cool in my book story from Space Coast in the neighborhood in the surf ghetto. Talk about the good old days, back when things were, I think, cooler. I don't know, but I don't know. Anyway, love y'all. Peace.
Hey. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't get to show them my orchids.
They'll have to tune in. Turn on your notifications. That way you'll know when we're streaming, because we're not the best at having a set schedule yet, because we have actual lives that dictate that we do this and do that, and streaming isn't our primary source of income yet. When it is, then we can have the schedule we want to have.
Do you want to grab that desert rose right there with the flowers on it?
Yeah, I do, because that's like totally my favorite thing right now.
Yeah, we have a bunch of them. There's one behind him over in the corner. You can see the flower up behind his chair. It's a pink color.
But this one right here is my faves. Is it in?
Move it back a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, this one, it looks pink on the screen, but it's like a bright red.
Yeah, super bright. Maybe if I just put the flowers close, as they focus in on that there?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it looks good.
It's hard to tell with the bad lighting, but this is like a really rich, dark red. It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's a desert rose. Actually, now that I say that, there's a desert rose and then there's that spiky, which you have one behind you.
Yeah.
It's a crown of thorns.
Crown of thorns.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is a desert rose for sure. That's a crown of thorns. I don't know why I always get the names mixed up. Or I think that might be a desert rose because it's another desert plant. That's a crown of thorns. This one is like barely blooming right now. It's just starting to get new blooms, but this one has little tiny pink flowers on it and it's super spiky. We have a couple of them. They're really cool. I want to maybe chop one of them up and see if I can plant new ones, but I don't know how to propagate them.
Yeah.
These guys, I see them everywhere and I see different colors that I don't think I have. Honestly, I learned that you can propagate them from the branches. You just have to get rooting powder, which we have.
Nice.
And a rooting hormone. And I might, steal somebody's branches off their big desert rose. I won't say who, but there's one that I really want.
You mean here? These ones?
No, off of the neighbors.
Oh, up north?
Yeah.
Or I mean up in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes, no names, but I saw it, and it's the color that I don't think I have. Although, the thing is, I know that this is mine. The other ones I think are Emily's. Actually, that one I just saved, that one in that pot down there. It's looking better, but it's still a little rough.
Yeah.
This one, though, is mine. I have almost killed it. Well, okay, I say almost killed it. It's a desert plant. It's really hard to kill in Florida. But I have gone through many phases since high school of taking care of my plants and then forgetting about them for a long time. And I've done that to this one. And they're like pretty tolerant about being in basically being treated like bonsai, just like being put in teeny tiny pots and like whatever. But I like would not repot it for a long time or not water it for a long time, and it wouldn't bloom or do anything. And now it's a lot happier, but it has stuck with me, and it's not really getting any bigger, but I can't complain. At least it's got flowers on it. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. Actually, can you put this back down there so I'm not in front of the camera?
Where was this one at? Back
Over
here?
there, by the other one.
All right.
Oh yeah, and I'll do the orchids now.
Orchid time.
Okay, I'm gonna do the purple one first. These are, I always forget the name. I was just talking to the orchid guy about what they're called. These are like the most common orchid that I see, that like in fucking Publix and whatever. This is my purple one. It's really bloomy.
Purples.
Yeah, and purple. But it's losing its blooms. But it bloomed like, I want to say over the winter maybe, and it just stayed that way. I mean, oh yeah, because Kaya was in town. It was about to bloom for like ever, and then it finally did. So I guess it was the beginning of the year. It's got a hole in one of its leaves. I just realized recently that you're not supposed to let the water stay in the leaves because they don't like that. But other than that, I mean, it looks pretty happy. It's got a new leaf in the middle. But so this stalk is probably gonna die in the next couple months, and I'll cut it off and then see if it tries to pop out another one eventually. But still got a stem I gotta cut off on this side.
Did you see the guy with the dolphin plant? The dolphin, like, it was like a stringy...
Oh, string of dolphins. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking about that earlier because of string of pearls.
Yeah.
They're like little banana-shaped things.
This guy came up to the plant swap today.
Mm-hmm.
He had that plant, and he just wanted to show it to people. He was just stoked on it. It was
That's so
the
cute.
coolest thing ever. He was sitting over there under one of the tents or whatever, but like he came up and I was like, what's up with it? He's like, check this plant out. He's like, look, it's like jumping dolphins. And then when I looked at it and realized, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. It literally looks like jumping dolphins. That is a super cool plant. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I got this at this place or whatever. He's like, it's not for sale, but I just thought I'd bring it up here to show people. I was like, that's awesome. Dude,
So
he
cute.
literally
They have
came
them
up
at
here.
Plant Swap. Or at Plant Swap. Frida's.
Yeah.
This is my white one. The blooms are facing all which way direction. Oh, that was a moth. Okay. This one is very top heavy. It has 2 stems right now that are blooming. And it's doing really good. It's literally growing through it's in a broken pot it's in a wicker thing in a broken pot with sphagnum moss in it. And it's also starting to drop its blooms. But this one looks even better. It's got a little crispy on one end of its leaves, but
oh, hey, E-Man. That's Ian. He dropped in. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there,
You're good.
sweetie. He's asking how the plant sale went.
good. I sold like can't remember how many, but a decent amount.
Yeah, we actually did all right
Nice.
selling some stuff, you know. It was right at the end there. It was kind of clutch. We were
Yeah.
kind of hanging out. We didn't really sell much. And to be honest, like, I wasn't really, in my mind, I wasn't really expecting to, like, sell a ton or whatever. I was expecting more to, like, swap some and just meet people and just kind of feel it out. That was the first time. We've never set up and done any kind of an event before. So that was, like, the first time of, like, you know, figuring it all out and getting the plants up and setting up the tent and all that stuff. So it was super cool. We sold a decent amount. It made a nice little like end to the plant swap that we sold. Like right at the end, this one lady came through and bought like 5 or 6 plants. We just hooked her up, gave her a good deal just because we were pumped to send her on her way with plants and put a little bit of cash or a little bit of money in our pocket.
Yeah, yeah, I don't remember how much money we made, and I sold this guy his first plant, this kid.
Oh yeah, he was
It
nice.
was so sweet.
He was like sitting there for a minute. I was like, I gotta say something to this kid because you were talking to that dude Vaughn.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta say something to him. He's standing there so patiently, and I was like, just
so
waiting for
sweet.
like a break in the conversation. But I think he might have been like sweet on you or whatever. He seemed to be like,
Aw.
maybe, I don't know. He was younger though. I was texting mom and I was like, he's probably a few years younger than Akela. He was waiting patiently. He's just a real sweet kid, and yeah, bought his first plant, dude. And
For
that's big, dude.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. He'll never forget that.
Which I should have got his socials in case he like wanted help with it, but I didn't think about it in the moment.
Yeah, we're learning all this stuff.
I need to
dude.
get business cards. That's what I decided, so I can just hand them out. But yeah, he was like asking. He like had no idea what he wanted, I think, and so I was like, he was like, "What's an easy plant to take care of?" I was like, "Well, most of the ones I brought are easy. That's why I like brought them up because I'm like not worried about people buying them and then like killing them or whatever." And I was like, "Is there anything you're looking for?" He's like, "I don't know. I've never had a plant before." So I was like, "Well, can't really fuck up a succulent." So I gave him a little teeny tiny couple of succulents in a pot, and I was like, they're good for having on your desk. And he was like, he like nodded his head. So I think that's what he's probably gonna do is put them on his desk or something like that, like in his room, as his first plant. Because I feel like that's everybody's first plant. It's like a little teeny tiny plant that you put like in your room. You know what I mean? And like it dies. It's like your first time. But I don't know. I'm hoping it works out.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, very sweet.
What's that?
I said very sweet.
Very sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, these are my orchids. 2 of them. I have a million other orchids. And I have one other that has blooms that are doing good, and then one other that's like pretty much dropped all of its blooms, which I can show them, but I don't know, they look sad compared to these ones. These are the best ones that I have right now, and I honestly don't know what I did right. I mean, I kind of have a better idea, but they just started blooming one day, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess they're happy.
Ian said he can hear just fine. That is awesome. Right on, dude.
Okay, I'm going to
you got to come back soon. Do another stream. Well, as soon as you can. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like different things to do. I don't really see anybody doing a plant stream on Twitch, so like maybe that'll be a cool angle. People like plants, right? Plants are awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I want to do like, you know, like I said, like kind of like paint battles and stuff like that. Different kind of things. You know, just throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall, see what sticks, see what people respond to. This has been fun though. Plant stream was something I've had in my mind for a while just to do, just kind of showcase the plants that we're propagating and growing and stuff like that. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm digging it.
So this one is the one that's pretty much dropped all of it. Although, actually, now that I look at it, it's got one bloom on the end that it's about to pop out. And honestly, the bloom, it looks fucked, but it's not, like, killing itself. This one, though, yeah, the one bloom looks really good in the front.
Is it supposed to be distressed? Let me see. Turn around so I can see the front one. I want to see the other one. It looks like this one's, like, distressed or something. It's got, like, white in it or whatever.
Well, I don't... That might just be the pattern. Like, see, this one has a little bit on it.
Yeah.
But okay, my experience with the blooms is it doesn't really tell you about the health of the plant. The reason why I say these ones look like shit is because of the leaves. Like this leaf looks like dog shit, but it has a little baby leaf. You can't really see it. I guess if I could get closer. Is it showing it? Little leaf in the middle. You see?
Yeah, actually, it looks like you can see it pretty well looking over there.
That's a little teeny tiny leaf in the middle that's popping out. So I'm hoping this one springs back. And honestly, like overall, it's pretty good. It's not like super unhappy, but and I just noticed there's a little bud on the end that may be coming in, which is surprising because it's dropping its bloom. So I don't know why that's happening, but this one is perplexing to me. It has another like node on the end. I doubt it's gonna bloom, but this one I think probably is from setting with water in the middle, and it's like a lot of its roots are fried, but it's got some new roots coming up. So I'm hoping once it gets some better roots in that it'll hopefully drop these leaves, or I can pull them off or something once they get all fried, and then it'll have new ones. And I don't know. The thing about orchids though is I don't know like what the life cycle is of like the rest of the parts. Like the blooms are pretty easy to follow, but
Ian said, I dig the little descriptions of the different plants. Each one has character. He said, do you think the plants have a conscience?
Okay, first of all, so I was saying, orchids have personalities. Like, that's, people will say, like, how to take care of an orchid, and there's, like, general rules or whatever. What I figured out about orchids is they all want something different. Like, they do not give a fuck about you. They care about what they're used to and what they like. And that's what, there's another plant that, or a couple other plants that I was talking about that I was like, I feel like it's hard to, like, sell them or give them away because it's like, I don't, like, just because they're doing good for me doesn't mean they're going to do good where somewhere else or where someone else puts them or how someone else takes care of them. Because, like, I mean, as much as, like, animals or people have sentience, like, it's just responding to their environment and whatever. Like, the thing that was really cool on TikTok, there was, like, a couple people that got these, like, I don't know what they were, but these, like, they would clip a thing to their, like, mushrooms or, like, plants or whatever, and then clip them to, like, a sound thing, and they would, like, make music with, like, the plants.
Oh, huh.
And
That's
so, like,
interesting.
they would make different sounds with, like, they were being watered or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. It's funny you should ask about plant consciousness because I was thinking I was going to make a conspiracy themed plant show about how there's a race of sentient plants that are essentially taking over the planet. Like they say there's like a shadow organization. They say there's like these reptilian shape-shifting people that are like embedded in the governments, and there's like this whole other alien race that actually runs Earth. And then I was thinking it'd be funny to do a show called Industry Plant where I was like a conspiracy like weirdo plant but love plants too. And then I was thinking I could start my own conspiracy theory of how there's like this sentient species of plants that like are controlling everything, and like that's why global warming is happening. They're trying to make the greenhouse gases go up because carbon whatever is actually food for plants or whatever, you know what I mean? Or carbon monoxide or dioxide that we put in the air.
Dioxide.
That's what plants breathe, right? So it was an idea I had to make a whole like start a new conspiracy theory, and
They already made a movie about that.
about
with
plants
Marky
taking
Mark.
over.
Yeah, The Happening. You ever watch that?
No, I did not know about this. Spoilers.
Spoilers. Maybe it's spoilers. It's been out for fucking forever. If you haven't
It's
seen
about
The Happening,
sentient plants that are taking
well,
over the Earth.
it's so hard to explain. You gotta watch it. It's, I don't know.
Anyway,
We gotta watch it once you forget.
once we forget what we talked about, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if I spoiled it, Ian. Nobody watches VOD. Spoiler alert. We gotta put that in the
That's all
description.
good. Let's see what he said here. It's a war against the plants, so humans clear cut the forest. Exactly. They're pissed off about
The
how
Amazon.
our cut and burn practices. Yeah, they don't like it.
Well,
Yeah,
we kind of deserve it.
sentient plant species taking
Plants
over the
do
globe.
communicate through mushrooms and fungus.
I have to work on like my like conspiracy guy voice, like my Alex Jones, or like, there's a war going on there,
Turn the
people.
frogs gay.
Turn the frickin' frogs gay.
Dude, okay, there's this TikTok audio that is him, and it's so, I just love it so much. I can't
It's
even
so good.
describe it. It's him just saying like all these things that he is. It's like I don't know. One of them is him just being like, I'm a white guy and I'm ready to kill. It's like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
Actually, I might look that up. Because it's like the fucking TikToks are like not related to it really at all, but Alex Jones.
Are you aware of what's going on here, people? Wake up. It's so funny because Alex Jones used to always say, like, wake up, people, but then he's anti-woke. Right?
So
Wouldn't
weird.
he be anti-woke?
That's the thing about being anti-woke is
it's
like
silly.
people don't know what it means. Like, what do you think being woke is?
Yeah, that's a pretty good voice. That's a good Alex Jones voice. That's, yeah.
Hey,
I
I'm
practice.
a man. I'm Canadian. Wait. Oh, it's
Was
fucking
it-
Facebook, so I don't know how to work it.
Facebook's the worst.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Zuckerberg's trying to silence the truth.
Fighter. Woo! I'm Alex Jones in Austin, Texas. I'm just an average fighting Texan. I'm a man. I'm a Canadian. I am a Christian. I'm a Jew. I'm friendly. I'm nice. I'm a white guy. I'm ready to kill. I'm a primitive. I'm like a raccoon in the garage. I basically am a fraud. I'm for real. I'm a policy wonk.
I'm for real.
A patriot. I am 1776. I'm liberal. I'm here to date your 6-year-old.
That's awesome.
I'm part of this planet. I'm kind of like an eyeball or maybe a tooth. I'm somebody that didn't even used to cry at my grandparents' funerals. I'm a little chicken neck bastard. I'm a coward like you. I'm an Ellie. I'm getting back into weightlifting. I'm going somewhere. I'm gonna be somebody. I'm a Marine Corps. I'm under chemical and biological attack. I'm pissed. I'm red-blooded and I hate murderers. I'm like a mother who can pick a car up off their baby because it's screaming and begging for help. I'm a reptoid clone of John Wayne and Elvis. I'm in a scientific matrix grid in the early phases of being inserted into an extermination system. I'm a pioneer. I'm an explorer. I'm animated. I'm a throwback. I'm here. I'm setting fires everywhere. I'm not an open-minded person.
Oh my god, what is going on right now?
Oh my god.
That is hilarious.
I've never seen the full one.
I'm an open-minded person.
I'm a Canadian.
I'm a Canadian.
I'm a white guy. I'm ready to kill.
I'm a white guy. I'm ready to kill. That's right. And don't forget to buy your $535 survival bucket full of everything you need to get through this apocalypse.
Sick of them putting mercury in the food and water supply that turns the frickin' birds gay.
Did you say the birds are gay now?
Yeah.
So frogs.
This time traveler moves the chair.
That turns the frickin' birds gay.
So it's like a different timeline where it's birds instead of frogs.
That's hilarious.
What is it? Okay, wait. Oh god.
Or
I
it's
already
like
saw
that.
the-
Being honest, I'll eat your ass. I will. I'll do it. My superpower is being honest.
My superpower is being honest.
My superpower is
Sorry,
being
I have
honest.
to
I'll eat
watch
your
this
ass.
one again, not the whole thing. But
That's me. That's awesome.
Woo! I'm Alex Jones in Austin, Texas.
We just went down a whole Alex Jones rabbit hole, people. Sorry about that.
I'm friendly. I'm nice. I'm a white guy. I'm ready to kill. I'm a primitive. I'm like a raccoon in the garage.
raccoon in the garage.
That's probably my favorite one.
Yeah. I'm for
Because you
real.
know he's actually had a raccoon in the garage. Because like, how else would he know that,
Yeah.
right? Like, he's definitely had a raccoon in his garage.
I'm part of this planet. I'm kind of like an eyeball or maybe a tooth. I'm somebody that didn't even used to cry.
How are you like an eyeball or
I'm a
maybe
little
a
chicken
tooth?
neck bastard. I'm a coward like you. I'm an Ellie.
Oh, Ian, I don't know if you're still checking it out, but we made another drink tonight with your LeBlanc. It was pretty awesome. We got some toasted coconut rum from this distillery up in Cape Canaveral, Oceanside Distillery, and then I had a grapefruit Jarrito. So it was grapefruit Jarrito, a little bit of that LeBlanc, a little bit of toasted coconut. It was delicious. Anyway, thanks again, doggy. Got to bug out. All right, man. Peace. Love you. You gotta start streaming yourself, dude. Set up. Get it going, dude. I'll help you any way I can. Anyway,
Join us
later.
next time.
You got any more plants, or are we all through it?
I think I got most of them. I can't think of any ones that I know the names of that I could show that aren't like huge or hanging up or whatever.
Right on. Well, we can wind it down. We're already, let's see, how long did we go this time? Oh yeah, we're already at an hour and a half. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, is that Bonnie?
Probably.
Bye bye. You wanna come say goodbye?
Yeah, come on, kitty.
Girl.
She's probably freaked out by all the fire and stuff, I would imagine.
I don't know. She got pretty close earlier.
Yeah,
Kitty cat.
she's not
She's
coming.
so weird.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to all our friends that
Bye.
stopped by in the chat. That was awesome. That was our first ever plant show. I think it was a success. I had fun. I dig it. I think we need to do more. We have to have special guest plant people and friends.
Yeah, we gotta
Man.
have G on.
Alrighty.